Welcome back to the Intoxicated Sports Report podcast. In case you don't know who we are, I'm Gage Samoji, and the man to my right is Mr. Emerson Holloway Hip. How's it going, my friend?
It's going good. That was a nice little intro.
Thanks.
Little spin.
You know, I do think about it before we do this
Because you do it all the time.
I guess, you know, not because I necessarily want to. That's just the way the dice rolls around here.
When are we going to spill the beans to the audience on how we determine who leads it off? Never?
I don't really want to admit to it because I'm really going to know how dumb we truly are as people. So
Hey, sometimes dumb things can be cool to other people.
maybe next time on Q&A, someone will ask us, how do you guys decide who starts off the show?
We still probably won't answer the question truthfully.
Ask us, maybe we will, maybe we won't.
Maybe we won't. Yeah.
So,
all right.
you know.
But yes, I am doing well. How about yourself?
Doing good?
We had a fun
Doing
little Saturday, didn't we?
Man.
Do you remember any of it?
I remember, the only part I don't remember about that whole Saturday, and for those who don't know, on Saturday we celebrated my birthday, which isn't until the 12th. But it just worked, you know.
It made more sense.
It made more sense.
For the whole group.
And we actually wanted to do it on the 9th, which would be this Saturday.
Right.
But you weren't able to make it, Ashley wasn't able to make it, and if you guys aren't there, you know, I appreciate everybody who was there already, but you know, you're part of the main, you know, core four, fab four, whatever you want to call it. And it would have been right if you guys weren't there, so I'm glad we were able to push it back, and I appreciate everybody who understood why we pushed it back a week before.
Yeah.
And I had a great time. I don't remember going to the Green Door at all.
That I'm not surprised because I could tell you were in a different place mentally.
Gone. I do remember being here after though, because I remember
You did kind of wake up.
I started drinking water, and I think I
Yeah.
started drinking a little Gatorade.
Yeah,
Somewhere.
a little fresh air on the face.
I do not remember the Green Door. I remember being at Stones. You know, like I was hanging out with Jeremy the whole time at Stones.
Yeah,
I hope you guys didn't care.
No, we were just letting you have a good time.
Exactly. So we started off the whole idea of this, and I'll give Devin credit. You know, she was the one who pretty much put this all together.
Mhm.
I appreciate her for doing that. We want to go from Calistoga all the way back to Napa when it comes to like dive bars.
Doing the dive bar crawl. Yeah.
So we hit Susie's, Anna's. We wanted to do Poncha's, but Poncha's
Probably not
isn't
open.
open.
Yeah, that we know of.
As of right now.
Yeah.
And then I think we wanted to do Green Door and Stones originally, because it's just like on like the highway the way it goes.
Well, to me, it would have made more sense to, given where we live, since this is the end point, it made more sense to go to Stones and then hit Green Door.
No, that makes sense. Yeah.
But
And so we did hit all
Oh my
those.
God.
We did hit all four of the places, and even threw in Fosrati's there in between.
yeah.
In between Anna's and Stones.
Yeah.
Just to eat a little pizza. And
Right. So
drink
drink
a
some of
little
the
bit.
beer.
Yeah. And Mike's, because I'd never been to Susie's or Anna's before.
Same.
And you haven't.
No.
But you've been to Poncha's,
Been a bunch.
which I had never been to.
Yeah, I'm sad we didn't get to go there.
Oh, man, no.
It's a unique spot.
Maybe someday. Maybe there's still some hope.
Yeah,
Still
maybe.
blows my mind. It's really close to French Laundry.
I know.
Also didn't know French Laundry was there up until probably 6 months ago.
Is that right?
I had no idea where it was. I
Maybe.
thought it was like up in the mountains. You drive really far to get there, but no, it's not.
Alberta is up in the mountains, I think.
Maybe that's what I'm thinking of.
Yeah.
Susie's was way nicer than I thought it was going to be. And I kept saying that. And people were like,
No,
"Well,"
I'm with you.
and people were like, oh, it's Calistoga, which I get Calistoga's nice, but when I hear about Susie's, I hear it's, you know, just a dive bar.
Right.
You know, it had a nice brick wall behind the bar. They even had like 2 stories you could walk up, I think.
Honestly, the bar counter was really nice.
Yeah.
And even the tabletops were really nice too.
The only thing that gave it away as a dive bar is when I think you ordered us, you wanted vodka Red Bulls.
Oh yeah.
And they
It
gave
said
us
Monster.
they gave us Monster Red Bulls. So that definitely had a dive bar feel to it.
Right. Even Green Doors got Red Bull. Jesus.
Also, shout out to Ashley Sills for getting me a Susie shirt, which I have.
That was pretty cool. That
Kept
was
it in the
pretty
car.
cool.
After that, we went to Anna's. Anna's is nice.
Yeah. I like Angus too.
I like
that
how
was definitely divier.
yeah, I like how dollar bills up top and also on the sides. I
Right.
remember putting up the dollar bills that you guys all wrote for me. I remember that.
Yeah. I love this snooty bartender. She was cracking me up.
Mm-hmm.
She was giving some attitude to some people.
I didn't realize it was on that strip of.
I
you know,
kind of knew that. Yeah, I knew that.
No idea.
Just didn't know exactly where it was, but
And then, of course, me and Fosrati's, I've been there 1,000 times.
yeah.
Stones, been there a few times myself.
Yeah.
It wasn't. Stones has a bad rep.
There's been some shit that's gone down there, so that's why.
But I don't even think
it's not that bad.
No, it's not that bad. Were Susie's and Anna's cash only at all? Or was
No,
it?
Susie's was taking credit cards. Anna's I don't remember. I was paying cash everywhere we went.
Yeah.
But Susie's was definitely taking cards.
I know Green Door and Stones, I think, are cash only. Green Door, like I said, don't really remember. You know,
Good times.
yeah, good times. It was awesome. I appreciate Ashley for driving because she didn't really drink.
Right.
I also appreciate Danny's girlfriend Lily for driving as well. And everybody being there was a really good time. And I think Ashley Small put it perfectly when we first got to Susie's is, how often do we really get to do this?
Oh, I know.
With everybody.
I haven't seen that group of together.
It's really
I think,
hard.
Maybe ever.
You know, because when you're in high school, you think, oh, this is going to be like this for a long time. Then it's not.
Yeah.
Because even like, when was the last time we were all with like Nick and Nico and, you know, Arb? It's never happened.
Yeah.
So the fact that we were able to get 10 of us together,
Yeah. There's probably even more than that. It's probably like 12.
yeah, 10 or 12 of us together for a day, feels really good, and I appreciate you. I appreciate you guys for letting us be here
Oh, of
as
course.
well. You know, I haven't told you that yet, but really cool.
Yeah.
Had a great time.
Excellent.
Had a great time. Did you have a good time?
I did.
Yeah.
I did. It was. I was just most excited to see Susie's and Anna's.
Yeah.
Just because I'd never been there.
Yeah.
And yeah, they both exceeded my expectations.
I'd go again. I mean, 10 out of 10 sounds crazy, but you know, I'd give it.
Honestly, Susie's would be a great place for games, for watching sports.
Yeah, it would.
Sporting events.
And they have a couple pool tables there.
Yes, they did.
I didn't see any darts. I don't think.
Yeah, I don't remember.
darts there.
I wasn't really looking. I feel like there was one, but I wasn't really looking.
Anna's.
Didn't have any.
No.
Or they had one pool
They
table.
have one pool
Yeah.
table,
Yeah,
and then Stones has both.
right.
Green Door
Pretty much.
doesn't have
They have
either.
like a little arcade game.
little arcade
the
game,
golf game or whatever.
All they have is a bathroom that smells like
All right. This is a sports podcast, so we should start talking about sports,
You
right?
think so?
Yeah,
Okay.
I think it's about that time. As good of a time as we had over the weekend.
Yes. What are you drinking? Well, what are we drinking actually?
We are, so there's also a drinking podcast too. So we are drinking, they're not spicy margaritas, they're jalapeno margaritas that were made with jalapenos that are not spicy. So we're basically drinking margaritas.
I gotta tell you, I almost wasn't gonna drink on this podcast today.
Oh my god.
Dude, my hang up on Sunday was fierce.
It's still lingering?
No, it's not. But like,
Or you were just thinking like you wanted to give up drinking for a
well,
little bit.
like my anxiety, like the 2 days after that, so Sunday, Monday, was fucking even yesterday. It was just bad, bro. I don't know if it was like my version of the Sunday scaries because I had a long weekend. Because I did take Saturday off of work.
Yeah.
Maybe because I get in my head
Right.
more than I
Well,
should.
it's like I call it the post weekend depression or post party depression.
That's fair.
It's natural.
It's just a mixture of like
Everyone does it.
like
Everyone
wanting
has it.
wanting to keep it going. Got to think about work
Right.
and being like,
You're like because you're like in your head you're like, okay, we just had a great time. I don't want it to end, but yet now I got all this shit that I got to get back to real life. And,
exactly.
You know.
So I think that's what it was. Because today I felt a lot better. I had a full like 2 days
Yeah.
to recover.
Take some time.
And let me tell you, this buzz I'm getting off this spicy
back in the
margarita
roll.
is making me feel a little better.
That's good. That's good.
What do we got on tap today?
You know we haven't said on tap in a long time
I'm
because that was like a staple.
It was
for
a
while.
staple.
Yeah.
I think I realized that a couple weeks ago. I was like, we don't say. I always say, what do we got going on?
Yeah, what do we got going
on?
on? Which is fair. That's more natural.
Yeah.
But I feel like on tap was kind of fun for a while.
On tap goes with what we like, what the
With
whole-
the drinking part.
The drinking part's about.
Right.
So
So on tap today.
thank you.
We're going to be talking Final Four, of course.
Yes.
College basketball season has wrapped up. World Cup draw. So United States is officially in, but we're going to talk about who they're going to be playing. And Champions League got back underway this week. MLB opening day is tomorrow. Oh boy, and you know what that means. Predictions, because we love to do predictions on this show.
I think yes, we do. I think this is our third baseball prediction.
I believe you're right.
I remember last year when we did it, or last time.
Yeah,
we
because
did
it's been 2020, COVID season, right?
Yes.
And 2021.
I remember last year when we did our predictions, I totally forgot, and I did them in your backyard while we were watching NASCAR. I was more prepared this year.
That's some good memory right there.
I pick and choose. I keep telling myself I have bad memory, and then I remember really stupid things like who donated stuff at work 2 days yesterday. You know what I mean?
Hey, we're all like that. We all got weird
Thank you,
memories.
thank you.
And then after that, we're going to be moving on to a potential update to the contender rankings for NBA, and we're going to do a little play-in preview. Playoff preview will be next week. And then at the very end of the show, a little bit of NFL news.
And one thing that we've, or at least I've given up on this show, we're not doing anything short anymore. If it goes on long, we're doing it.
It goes. Last week it was a lot of fun, I think. Hour and 20 minutes, but I'm sorry if you had to suffer through. I thought we had a good time. So
If you're suffering through, then stop listening. I'm sorry.
Right.
Actually, well,
no, keep listening.
yes, please.
Go
keep
subscribe. Go rate it.
it. This, that, and this,
Give us a thumbs up on YouTube.
Shout out, Fourth Out.
Yeah. Also, if you're listening and or watching, you might be hearing the fiesta that's going on the other side of the fence right now. May or may not.
I thought about just not saying that because maybe we could have just broke the glass and be
Right.
like, the only thing to listen to now is the fiesta going on in the back.
Hey, it's background music.
And what do? We drink margaritas with them.
Yep. I'm sure they're having something somewhere.
Yes.
But hey, shout out to our friends that are having fun.
Oh yeah. Next time, call us.
All right. Because God knows we've had a fair share of parties.
Yeah, I was gonna say you owe. You owe.
All right, let's get it going. March Madness, Final Four.
We didn't really watch any of these games.
Not really, because we were partying like we talked about.
I do remember watching some of the first game at Susie's,
Yeah.
which was the Kansas Villanova game.
Right. And Kansas kind of, they were in control most of the time.
Yeah, I mean the final score was 81-65.
Yeah.
That's
Pretty easy work.
seems easy work.
Right. And the second game was actually really good. We missed out on it,
I
unfortunately.
wish we would have watched this whole
We,
game.
we kind of did, actually. You might have been a little out of it.
I remember seeing the like
The very end.
last like probably 5 minutes of this game.
Right. And it was a
Or
good game.
probably the ending. Not maybe
Yeah.
the last 5 minutes.
I mean, it was back and forth the whole game. UNC prevailed over Duke, 81-77.
God, Coach K.
Just getting shafted by UNC in his last
UNC,
year.
That's bad.
That's
That
like,
is bad.
The only cherry on, like, I mean, obviously UNC won. Like, if they would have won the national championship and or, like, say, beat Duke again in the conference tournament or something, that would have been too much. But yeah, looks like Hubert is it Hubert Davis.
Yeah.
See the coach. Yeah, he's got.
This is his first year.
I know it's crazy
That's
because
crazy.
Roy Williams was there for a while. But
Yeah.
congrats to him. He's putting together a good resume already.
And I'm sure they'll be good next year too.
Right.
UNC always kind of sticks around.
Yeah.
And they were an 8 seed in this game.
That and this might be an unpopular opinion, but that's why I had a hard time rooting for them because obviously UNC is a powerhouse basketball school.
Or at least they have the name.
They're
in the
they're
logo.
they're a blue blood like everyone wants to say.
Exactly.
And when they have a down year, I can't. Why would I support them winning a championship in a year that they are shouldn't maybe not even be there.
Yeah.
Maybe shouldn't even be there. But regardless, yeah, we had Kansas and UNC in the championship game on Monday.
This was, I watched the full second half of this game.
Yeah,
And
I
it
kept
was,
as much of an eye on it.
It was
as I
good.
could.
It was good.
Yeah, it was kind of an interesting game. Kansas was looking good at first, and then UNC at the end of the second half just went on a tear.
Well, I remember seeing the score was 40-25 at half,
Right.
and they led by 16 at the most. And I was like, this game's over. This game's
Yeah.
done.
I was thinking like UNC's really gonna win the national championship
Yeah.
as an 8 seed
Yeah.
right now.
And I remember turned back on the TV and it was tied
Not that much later.
no. And I was like, what the hell's going on right now? And UNC they crumbled, man.
Yeah, they really did. I mean,
Or you could say Kansas was the 1 seed.
finally
They did
put
what
their
they-
foot down. Yeah, I think in reality Kansas was the better team.
Mhm.
They ended up winning 72-69. I mean, you look at the box score too. It's kind of funny, like thinking about how a team can overcome, being out rebounded by 20,
Yeah.
55-35, and allowing 24 offensive rebounds to the opposing team and still winning the game. That just doesn't add up. But UNC did not shoot the ball well, especially in the second half. And this is the funniest thing that I heard. And I want to say, who's our guy from TNT? Ernie Johnson said
Ernie Johnson.
at the end of the broadcast, he said both teams led for exactly 18 minutes and 32 seconds. Unreal. That's crazy.
That's
Especially for a game that kind of was a little wide open. Like, I mean, 16-point lead for UNC at one point.
yeah, that's
That's
a pretty incredible
realistic.
stat.
Yeah.
I wanted to mention the guard for Kansas. Yeah, I had to mention on this podcast, the dude's name is Remy
I
Martin.
I know.
His name is Remy Martin.
I know, it's hilarious.
I was like, wait, his name's Remy Martin? Like, that's booze.
Right,
That's
it's a cognac.
it's a cognac.
Yeah. Right.
We should have some Remy Martin on this show for him.
Either mom and or dad probably drank a lot of Remy.
I've
and,
never ever had Remy Martin. I don't think.
I mean, if cognac's fine. It's whatever.
Have you had Remy Martin?
I want to say I have.
I don't even think I've had Hennessy. That's a
I've
cognac,
definitely had
too.
Hennessy.
I've never had Hennessy.
You know,
I've heard it's
this might be contrary to popular belief, but it's not that far off from whiskey.
okay.
It's made from
Hey,
like
you're the bartender on the
yeah.
show.
Generally,
so
I think it's made from like grapes, because it's pretty much it's brandy, but yeah.
And Remy Martin had a good. I can't say that laughing.
Yeah.
He had a good game.
I think he's like a fourth or fifth year senior.
Yeah, he played at Arizona State.
That's right. Yeah, he's been around for a little bit.
I'm pretty sure I saw this stat that was while he was at Arizona State, that team that he was on beat Kansas as an underdog twice. Or Arizona State was an underdog and they beat Kansas twice.
Oh,
and
really?
And then he goes to Kansas and he helps them win a national championship.
That's pretty wild. I didn't know that. That's pretty awesome.
But I mean, Remy Martin.
I know, it's hilarious.
That's awesome. Also, when I think Remy Martin, I think of Fetty Wap.
Is he a big Remy guy?
Yeah, it's like his group's called the Remy Boys or something.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Remy boys.
Fetty Wap, good old one-eyed wonder.
All right.
Not one-hit wonder, but one-eye wonder. So,
That's
there's that.
amazing. But yeah, it was a really good championship game. Came down to the wire. I mean, UNC had a chance to tie the game at the end. Took a really tough contested shot to do it, but
The play where Kansas was inbounding it and the dude stepped
I
on
know,
the
barely
line.
stepped on it too.
He stepped on it twice though.
Yeah.
He stepped on it twice,
Right.
but I was like, dude, if they somehow tied this
Oh,
because
yeah.
of that, it's not.
You know what's funny too is the shot, like from the angle that the camera had, it looked like it was going right in, but it was wide, and so it was an air
Yeah.
ball.
And what Bill Self is that the coach
for Kansas, yeah.
He won his second national
Second
championship.
natty, yeah.
I think 15 years apart. I think he won
That's pretty wild.
2008 and then
That sounds about right. 2022.
2022.
Yeah.
Is that 15 years?
For 7, 8, yeah, something like that.
Yeah. I know he's considered a good coach, and obviously he's been at Kansas for years.
Right.
But winning a championship is that much far of a gap.
Right.
And I forget that when COVID hit, they had one of the best records in the nation
Oh, that year.
in 2020.
Yeah,
So
I didn't even think about that.
you could debate they could have went pretty far in 2020 as well.
Yeah, I did read a headline saying Kansas national champions 3 years in the making or something like that.
Yeah, because
I assume that's
I think I probably
what
saw
it was.
something along that too.
right.
Talk about a national championship game that wasn't good. South Carolina and UConn. Usually when we watch UConn women's, you think they always
They're
dominate.
gonna win.
They're 11-0, or June REM is 11-0, which
So
is
we confirm that?
he's 11-0.
Yeah. Well,
Or he
now,
was
yeah,
11-0
yeah.
in national championship games, which is it's like Bill Russell. I think I mentioned that last week, right?
Crazy.
And
How do you do it?
they got their ass handed to them.
Yeah.
It was close, and
Well, yeah.
it was close.
South Carolina
Like
got
the
off to
second
such a good
quarter.
start. I think they were up 22-8 after
Mhm.
the first quarter, and UConn made some runs, but they just could not quite get there.
And I'm not gonna act like I've watched a lot of UConn basketball over the years, or at least in March Madness
Right.
or in the tournament. But it's just
You
wasn't.
they're good.
South Carolina out rebounded them, or offensive rebounded them. I don't know the
It's
stats.
crazy.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
I can't. I mean, actually, I watched a good amount of this game, and it wasn't even close.
Yeah. We had it on at work, and I was peeking at it.
Yeah, and this is South Carolina's second championship in 6 years.
Right. They're becoming a national power for sure. I mean, Dawn Staley, the head coach, she's
She's got swag too.
yeah, she's a bad girl.
She was wearing this nice jacket. I think it was Louis Vuitton. I saw after the game. It was like $4,800 jacket.
Holy
I'm
shit.
like, and she was wearing Louis Vuitton shoes, which probably were pretty close to that too.
Right. Yeah, Destiny Henderson, senior guard, she was star of the show, 26 points.
Chip was long braid,
Right.
headband, long braids.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, she's pretty damn good. So she going out on the right way, or on a good note.
Oh, yeah.
Anyways.
Yeah.
And Aaliyah Boston, who was the national player of the year for them, also adds national championship to her resume. So.
And they got the revenge because last year Stanford won.
Right. They felt like they had the team to do it.
And I forgot that I think it was Aaliyah Boston who shot the last shot of the game and hit the back iron and they lost.
Right. Yeah.
So you gotta think this is really sweet for her, or
Right.
the whole team, but sweet for her especially to be able to get this championship that they probably felt like they could have got
Right.
last year too.
Right.
But UConn, I mean, Paige Beckers is coming back. I would think.
Yeah.
I don't really know what the whole.
I don't
know how, like, at what point can you go to the WNBA, because Paige Beckers will be in the WNBA.
I don't know what the rules are, but honestly, you as a, it's probably not fair, but as a female basketball player, you're going to get more notoriety when you're in college than when you move on, unless you're, I mean, Sabrina Ionescu, she's kind of changing the game a little bit by getting
And
some.
Brianna Stewart.
And Brianna Stewart, yeah, by getting some of those like shoe deals and whatnot and sponsors. But unless you have those locked down, you might as well stay in college until you get there.
Yeah.
Which I think is actually good for women's college basketball, because you get the best players possible staying there for a long time.
So UConn, I mean, South Carolina will probably. I'm guessing these two teams will be 1 and 2 early going into the.
Oh yeah. Because I gotta
Start
imagine,
next season.
yeah, I gotta imagine Aaliyah Boston's coming back for her senior season.
So shout out to South Carolina.
Oh yeah.
It's cool.
Also, speaking of another female, Zoe is the champion of the ISR Bracket Challenge.
There you go.
She finished with 760 points, a good, I believe, 90 points clear of myself, who was in second
Oh, you
place.
came in second. Okay,
Yeah.
that's why you're so bitter about it.
Nah, I mean, I knew I had no chance to win, because we both had Kansas going to the championship.
I remember Garrett on Saturday talking a little shit. He was like, "Yeah, I think I got it."
Well, he needed Duke to win, and they lost.
Oh,
so
that's right. So
that screwed him.
I'm pretty sure he was saying that during Susie's Nanas at that point of the day, so
Right,
he didn't know
yeah.
that.
Right.
I didn't come in last place, and I'm not even counting Jeff, who didn't do his
Right.
his bracket.
You're right. You finished second to last. Good for you.
Who came in last?
Jason.
Jason did. Thanks, Jason.
Way to rub it in.
Yeah. Love you, Jason. Sorry for coming in last.
Yep. But I, no disrespect to college basketball, but I'm glad we can push that aside.
Push aside. Also,
Till next year.
Also appreciate everybody for joining our
Our group, yeah.
Our group
That's
again.
11 legitimate entries, which was, 5 or 6 more than last year? Whatever it was.
Next year we're shooting for 15.
yeah. There we go.
Let's do that.
All right, let's move on to soccer real quick. So, U.S. officially qualified for World Cup 2022
Love that.
in Qatar.
In where?
Qatar.
Where is that?
It's in the Middle East,
Cool.
as far as I know.
Okay. Yeah.
Someone might be able to fact check me on that, but pretty sure it's in the
Sure,
Middle East.
somebody will.
And they did the World Cup draw just recently. USA is in Group B.
Okay.
They're going to be playing England, Iran, and then the fourth team has not actually yet been decided, but I believe, and I did as much research on this as possible, but I believe the team that makes it is going to be the winner of a game between Scotland and Ukraine, who is then going to play Wales to get in.
Shout out Iran. Shout out Flock of Seagulls. Wales. Shout out to Princess Diana.
And Ukraine, we're thinking about you.
Yes. Yes.
And Scotland, we love your accents. And that's about all I got on the World Cup.
It's really cool that the U.S.
They're in, baby.
They're in.
And honestly, this is a very, doable group. England is
Winnable group.
Winnable. I mean, you don't even have to win. You just got to be in the top 2 to move on to the knockout stage. I think England is obviously the best team here. And I don't really know much about Iran soccer, but I don't think they're a powerhouse.
And the last time the U.S. was in the World Cup,
2014.
2014.
And I believe they did make it to the knockout stage that year. But
That was.
I think they got ripped by Belgium in that game.
Happens.
Yeah. But Belgium was damn good. All right, and Champions League also resumed yesterday. We also had games today. The first legs of the round of 8. Manchester City is leading Atletico Madrid 1-0. Liverpool leads Benfica 3-1. Villarreal, who played against Bayern today, they're leading 1-0. And then Real Madrid leads Chelsea 3-1. Second legs of these matchups will be next Tuesday and Wednesday, which is right around when we'll be resuming ISR.
Yes.
So we'll have more news on who's going to be going to the semifinals.
I'm trying my best with soccer, man. I'm trying.
Yeah, it sucks that PSG got literally eliminated like the day after
Yeah, bounced,
we.
yeah. That's okay.
Should happen.
Try my best to get.
Next
Get
year we'll be in full swing. We'll talk a little bit more about them during the season.
Yes.
They're kind of in this weird place where they have League One essentially wrapped up, so got not a lot to play for.
Okay.
And a lot of shit swirling around about Messi maybe retiring,
Ooh.
Mbappe maybe leaving, not good. Neymar maybe leaving, so that could be the whole front line right there. Just peace.
The whole front line, yeah.
Just
Peace.
gone.
Like the end of this podcast. Peace.
Peace. Yep.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Emerson, what is tomorrow?
Opening day for baseball! Holy shit, it's here.
I came prepared.
Yep, we're dripped.
Dipped. Dipped.
Let me get you a Giants hat.
I'm actually not wearing a hat on this podcast.
For
the first time
ever?
months. I got a haircut on Saturday.
You did. It's
You know,
looking fresh.
I didn't want to. It's shout out Supercuts.
Super cut.
I didn't get the.
Super cuts Napa or?
Of course.
Yeah.
Shout out to the lady who cut my hair. She was nice.
That's good. She did a good job too.
Yeah, it's alright.
Too short?
Bitch.
Too short. Oh,
No,
right.
it's honestly exactly what I wanted.
Okay, good.
So.
Good to hear. Yes, so opening day tomorrow. Fourth Out's gonna be out tomorrow as well.
Oh, there we go.
Boom.
The third episode already. You're gonna catch
Boom,
up. You're
boom.
gonna catch up to ISR soon.
Right. I think my feeling is that it's gonna get stretched out a little bit during the season, but we'll see.
Yeah.
See how things go.
I'm liking it. The second episode, I could tell that you were more calm with it.
I crisp it up a little bit.
Crisp it up. I did like how you cut each segment.
Could you tell? Like, was it obvious, or did you just know because I told you?
A little bit of both. I could tell you had more enthusiasm when you'd start talking about something else. You'd be like, okay, let's start with this, or
Right.
that kind of stuff,
Yeah.
which is fine.
So yeah, still
I
working.
don't think it's a bad way to do it.
Yeah, still working out the kinks. Yeah, I'm thinking about it. Like, of course, I'm a little self-conscious because it's something that's my own work, like by myself. And also, but I've also thought about the fact that I wouldn't tell anyone to listen to like our first 5 episodes of ISR because nothing close to what
Unless
we
you
put out
really
now.
want to laugh, maybe.
Yeah, or cringe a little
It probably sounds shitty on through the phone. It probably
Right.
sounds shitty what we're saying.
bit. Right.
Not to say what we say normally isn't shitty, but So the Giants do not play tomorrow.
They do not. They'll be opening things up on Friday at
And
home
you-
against the Marlins.
and
And I'm
you-
gonna be there. I haven't purchased tickets yet, but me and Danny are going.
Fuck! I wish you had told me like a week prior.
I wish I knew.
Yeah,
I wish I knew, but
That's awesome. You've never been to an opening day
I'm gonna
game.
check that off the bucket
I
list.
don't know if Danny has. I'm not going to speak for the man.
I would say probably not. I feel like I would have heard that story before.
Yeah, probably. And the Giants, like we said earlier, the Giants do not really start opening day at home.
I can't. They're on some kind of run of like not having opening day at home for like 15 years or something crazy like that.
Yeah.
So it'll be nice.
Or
to,
I guess I should say their first game of the season's hasn't been at home in a long
correct.
time.
Yes. The actually opening day.
Obviously, they have an opening day when they
Right. They
get
have the
back,
home opener.
but it's not a true first game of the season at home.
Right. So yes, super excited for baseball.
Look at you going to the how many games? You went to like 10 games last year,
I wasn't that many, but it was probably like 6.
and you already started off first game of the season. Boom, you're there. You're there.
When the opportunity presents itself, I like to pounce.
2 things I want to do this year, baseball wise. I want to go to a Rivercats game in Sacramento.
Okay.
I've been to a Rivercats game in Reno, but not Sacramento.
We better do it sooner than later because it's hot as fuck out there.
Yeah, that's a good point. I also want to go to a Giants game, but I want to go to Momo's before. I've never been to Momo's.
Oh hell yeah!
I keep hearing when I listen to the radio.
I'm super down.
And I know, and I've heard, I know all about it. I know it's across the street.
Yeah.
I've never been inside, I don't think, and
No,
I've
it's
always
dope.
wanted to go. I've been to the High Dive. Love the High Dive.
High dive's cool. High dive is definitely just a dive and it's down. It's a bit down the street.
Yeah, it's good when you're walking off the ferry, walking
Yeah.
down. Hey, it's a good drink real quick.
Momo's is great because it's got all the vibes there.
Yes.
Everyone's just like everyone's a Giants fan unless they're wearing some other gear.
So yeah,
And
the
everyone's there
Rivercats
for-
game I want to try to do. If it doesn't happen, it's whatever.
Yeah.
Momo's before a game though is what I want to do. That's the goal for this season for me.
Hell yeah!
And all I have to do, I'm a 1 game a year guy. I don't have to go to 5 like I did last year or 7 whatever I
That
did.
was fun, dude. Those Monday and Tuesday games
Those
that were
were-
just cheap as hell.
those were
Those
cool.
are awesome.
But I would like to go to 1 at least, and then go to Momo's.
There we go.
So that's one of my predictions. I will do that.
There we go. Speaking of predictions, that's what we're
Yes.
doing today.
And thank you for letting us do this, because I know you have your own podcast now that you can do this by yourself and all that. But thank you for not forgetting about us little people.
No, this is all part of the gig. So let's see here. So we're gonna start with our division winners from the American League.
I struggle with this.
This was hard for me too.
The division winners for me weren't as hard. The
wild cards?
Wild cards are tough.
It's also tough when you extend it to so there's obviously 6 teams on each side in the playoffs. The more teams you put in, the more you're thinking about, who's actually now more in the mix, you know.
Yeah.
You know, 4 and 5 teams, it's a little easier, but a 6 team, it makes it tough.
So do you want to start or do you want me to start?
You go first on the American League, and then I'll go first on the National League.
Okay.
Just do your division winners first.
So the American League, my division winners, my 1 seed for the division winners.
Okay, so your top seed, got it.
I have the White Sox, my top seed, winning
Best
the AL
record.
Central.
Got it?
You talked about this earlier about a team that you thought isn't going to have as high expectations. I'm picking the Blue Jays to win the AL East.
All right.
2nd seed.
Okay.
I'm going to stick with the Astros to win the AL West. 3rd seed.
Safe bet.
Safe bet. Safe bet.
So my American League division winners are all the same as yours.
Really?
Yep.
Oh.
I didn't really go with like a 1 seed, but I would bet that the Blue Jays will probably win the most games in the American
Okay.
League. Yeah. I do like the Blue Jays quite a bit. So
I didn't think you were going to like the Blue Jays. That's
Oh, yeah.
that's what I thought you were talking
Yeah.
about.
it might be a little surprise too. Maybe a little surprise.
Okay.
So,
National
yeah.
League?
So let's do our American League wildcard teams.
I got for my, the 4th seed. I kind of went,
Sure.
know,
Yeah.
4th seed. I got Tampa. I got
Okay.
the Rays. I got the Yankees at 5. And I'm going Mariners at 6.
Wow, we have
Really?
the same, yeah.
Same
Yeah,
order?
yep. So Boston was the team that I was thinking
Oh, okay.
is not going to be as good as they probably hoped.
I thought you were going to talk about the Mets.
Well, that's National League, so
Well,
get there.
I thought maybe.
We'll get there.
Oh, maybe you were talking about American
Yeah.
League. Okay.
Yeah.
We have the same exact team.
Same exact 6. Yeah.
Wow.
I have, and I actually have
Should
it.
I have a baseball podcast? Or-
So yeah.
There we go. Wow. I'm proud of myself. I'm really proud of myself today. National League, we'll get there, but
Yeah. I think Seattle is a team that they haven't been in the playoffs in a really, really long time. I think it's been about 20 years, or more actually, maybe 22 or 3. But
they're almost as bad as the Sacramento Kings. We'll get there.
But I think it's their time. They got a good young squad. That's I think they're ready to break out. So.
I'm trying to remember who I was picking between the last seed, but I'm not gonna.
They were the last team I had in. I think Boston could have been considered. Minnesota maybe. Angels maybe.
Well, I talked to you about it prior. I was like, do I really want 4 teams from the AL East in the playoffs?
I figured that you were talking about Boston, right?
Yes. That was, and it just doesn't seem like that. That's just too much.
Yeah.
Too much.
All right, so moving on to the National League, my division winners are, and I guess I'll go in order by the record I think I
Okay.
put up, but I have the Dodgers number 1
Mm-hmm.
in the National League West. Out of the National League East, I got the Braves number 2, and then Milwaukee out of the Central. So same division winners from last year.
I have the exact same.
Exact same. Yeah, I think that one was not difficult overall. Obviously, the Dodgers won 106 games. Braves are World Series champions.
Yes.
Their team is still looking pretty good, even without Freddie Freeman.
And the Brewers seem like they're.
And the Brewers, that division, I don't see a lot of competition coming their way.
Or do you want to go?
Sure, yeah. So some of these might be a little bit surprised, but my wild cards in the National League are going to be. I have the Padres making it. This is actually not in order, but I got the Padres making it. I'm feeling confident about the Giants, and I'm going to put the Giants in there.
Are you okay?
Yep, and then my other wild card team is the Phillies.
Ooh. Okay.
I'm not feeling it from the Mets. I feel like they're just going to end up being the Mets again.
Okay.
Which-
My 4, 5, and 6 seed in order are Cardinals, Mets, Padres.
Cardinals, Mets, Padres.
Which means my Giants, who we were just rooting for.
no faith. I don't blame you. I was really torn on how I felt about this team.
I hate to do it.
Yeah, I
hate
was
to
really
do
torn
it.
about
I hate
them.
to do it.
But
And I hope I'm wrong. Hope I'm completely wrong.
they're such a hard team to dissect because they won about 30 more games than the quote unquote experts predicted last year.
Yeah.
They lost some key pieces for sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's really hard to pinpoint where they're going to be. Like, is it a culture thing that's going to keep this run going, or is it what? Or is it just continue good luck?
So.
Yeah, we'll see. Should be fun.
So it's good that we split, or we had different
Yeah,
wild
we
card
had
teams.
very different wild card. Wait, did you have the Padres in or no?
I had Padres as my 6th seed.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
With the Mets and the Cardinals. Right?
Yes.
All right. So who do you have making to the World Series?
It's gonna be a Blue World Series.
Ooh,
Dodgers, Blue Jays.
Dodgers, Blue Jays. I think that's a pretty consensus pick among a lot of experts. I also have the Dodgers going, and I have a little rematch from a few years ago. I have the Astros back in the World Series.
Wow. Okay.
I wanted to put the Blue Jays in there, but I'm not sure that they're quite ready.
Okay.
They obviously have a really damn good team on paper, which is why I think they're going to win a lot of games. But I just feel like they're kind of just missing a little something. Like maybe it's a closer, which who knows? Maybe they'll trade for one, or even just a top end ace. They have a lot of good pitchers, but not a true ace. So I like that. Who do you have winning the World Series?
I'm picking the Dodgers. I think I'm picking the Dodgers for the third straight year of us doing this.
I'm picking the Dodgers as well.
How can you not?
I'm trying to remember if I think I picked the Yankees in 2020 to beat
Did
the
you?
Dodgers in the World Series.
Yeah, you
And
know.
of course, the Dodgers won that year. So maybe every year that I pick against them,
If it makes
or
any,
pick with them,
Yeah.
they'll lose.
if it makes any of our fans feel better, I put winner Dodgers and I put boo in parentheses because I don't want it to happen.
No,
But
none of us do. But it just seems too realistic to not do it.
Right.
I mean, on paper, how do you bet against this team? It's hard. It's really hard.
It's like impossible.
Yeah. The great thing about baseball is that
It doesn't.
the best team does not always win.
No, it does not. Or the best
You're not-
team.
you're not gonna
or
see
the
a-
best team on paper.
Right. You're not necessarily going to see a bad team win the World Series, but you're not always going to see the best team.
Yes.
You got to be the best team on that day.
But if I had to put money down on it, I'm picking the Los Angeles Dodgers.
And I think they by far have the best odds to win the World Series. So
They have to. I can't.
we are not off our rocker by choosing.
I can't imagine they don't. I mean, they added some guy named Freddie Freeman on it.
Yeah, he's
Yeah,
out.
he's alright. I think he just won the World Series a couple months ago. So
Yeah, he done pretty good.
I don't like picking the Dodgers. I feel like now we're all depressed.
You know, sometimes realism equals depression.
Yeah, that's for damn
I
sure.
guess.
It's a good way to put it. It's a good way to put it.
I didn't want to have to say that, but,
No.
but here we are.
Yeah. Realism leads to depression. Ooh, okay.
It's time to crack some brewskis.
Yes.
Want a something?
Should we do that?
Yeah.
As well. Are we going there? Thank you, sir. Now we're drinking Lagunitas, a little something ale. It's a staple.
I got tired of these a while ago, but they're still pretty damn good.
They're pretty.
I feel like I drank a lot of them when they were popular about 5 years ago.
What beer do you think you're drinking the most of?
Ooh. Probably like maybe Bud Light.
I was gonna say mine's probably Budweiser or Bud Light.
You think Budweiser's up there?
I've had a lot of Budweiser, but it's probably
I'm thinking Bud Light because we used to drink a lot of Bud Light when
yeah.
we were younger.
I mean, shout out, Keystone maybe.
Right. Keystone had a good run in our group for a while.
I would throw Blue Moon and Shock Top and Great White up there too.
Yeah, it was short lived though. I feel like with those, but you could say some
Yeah,
of those.
pound
other
for
beers.
pound, Great White and like Blue Moon
Right.
for sure. Yeah, month for month.
Right. I mean, we certainly have my fair share of like Lagunitas IPAs and Sierra Nevadas.
These remind me of is sitting poolside at Orb's house. He does listen to us, I'm sure, but
That dude is Mr. IPA.
oh, dude. Well, I mean,
Are
his
these
dad.
even considered IPAs?
It says ale.
I think it's just a strong ale or
These
something.
also aren't very cold. They're a nice little.
I know.
Maybe
I
it's
think the top
bottom.
of it
Okay.
wasn't very cold.
That makes sense. Yeah.
Yep.
All right. You mean you didn't want to drink a Miller High Life or a Miller Lite?
I do love me some Miller. Don't get me wrong. Basketball time.
Yes.
So this won't be the last contender ranking update before the playoffs.
No.
We'll do one next week as well. I think we'll run it all the way through the playoffs
Okay.
until maybe like the conference championships.
Oh, That's
and
cool.
we'll kind of
yeah, cool.
play by ear from there. Do you have an update on your rankings?
My rankings are the same from last week, except I added the Grizzlies.
Ooh! So you have, and where'd you put them?
7.
Or just at
So it's the
7?
same order. I just added the Grizzlies at 7.
Got it. I have 0 changes to my list this
Really?
week.
I thought
Nothing
about.
really crazy happened. I feel
Yeah.
like.
I kind of wanted to add the Nuggets just for shits, but they're not going to.
They're,
They're not.
I mean, to me, if you didn't have the Nuggets before, I don't think they've done anything recently that should change your mind about them.
Yeah.
I do still have them obviously on my list, but they're low. Got them at 9.
So for those who don't remember last week, in order for me, I had the Suns, Bucks, Brooklyn, Sixers, Celtics, Heat, and then the Grizzlies.
Yeah.
That's my order for this week.
Yeah. Suns, Bucks, Sixers, Grizzlies, Nets, Celtics, Heat, Warriors, Nuggets, Jazz. Say that 17 times fast.
You still got the fucking Warriors up in there?
They're 8 though. They like if I had a 17 list, they wouldn't be on it.
Okay, true.
I'm a lot higher on the Grizzlies apparently though than you are.
So did you? Actually, no. Wait.
Okay.
I got some basketball talk for you.
Okay. So we're not going to do a true NBA focus today, but we are going to talk about the plan.
We spent too much time doing baseball stuff.
We did a little bit.
No, I know. No, I mean we had too much.
You're right.
Yeah.
I don't even really think I had anything planned for it, but the likely play-in teams, it is confirmed in the East that these 4 teams will be in there. It's going to be Cleveland, Brooklyn, Atlanta, and Charlotte. Over in the West, it's looking like Minnesota is going to be the 7 team, and then we have the Clippers, and then New Orleans and San Antonio in there as well. Out of these teams, who are the 4 that you expect to advance? 2 on each side, I guess.
I'm picking Brooklyn, Atlanta, Clippers, Minnesota.
You like the Hawks? Okay. Yeah, Cleveland has slipped quite a bit since
I like
they're
Trio.
good. Yeah. And Atlanta was not playing very good basketball early in the year, and they've kind of turned things around. So I like that pick as well.
And I'm gonna tell you this right now: if Atlanta goes to the playoffs, wait, no, never mind. The Knicks are already out. I was gonna say if they put the Knicks in the playoffs,
Yeah.
they're gonna win a playoff series.
Right.
That's one of our questions.
Right. I still like Cleveland and Brooklyn to move on, only because Atlanta's going to have to win twice.
Okay.
And I don't think they're quite good enough to beat Charlotte and then either Brooklyn or Cleveland, so especially on the road. So I'll take Cleveland and Brooklyn. And then over in the West, we have Minnesota, LA, Clippers, that is, New Orleans, and San Antonio.
Mm-hmm.
I think I'm going to stick with Minnesota. They look pretty damn good. And then Clippers. That's who you picked, right?
Yeah.
New Orleans and San Antonio are getting in just because the Lakers suck, pretty much.
The Lakers are out.
They're done.
They are
Sayonara.
done. What did you say to begin the year when they signed Westbrook? There was the odds got better.
Right.
You said
The odds
I
should
will
have
give
gotten
you-
worse.
It should have been worse.
Should have been worse.
Also, Jimmy, he hasn't said anything to us in a while.
I know. He's probably hurting a little
I don't
bit.
know if he does. He probably doesn't listen to
Either
us.
that or he's waiting until baseball season starts so he can talk about the Dodgers. I know he's more of a basketball guy,
But he
he's still a Dodgers
he's a
fan.
Dodger guy though. He's a
Um,
Dodger guy. I'll give him that.
and he probably loves that us Giants fans are picking the Dodgers to win the World Series.
He is a Lakers, Dodgers, Steelers guy. Just saying.
Didn't grow up with the Rams there, so I'll give him a pass.
Okay.
But still picked a bandwagon franchise.
I can't talk shit because I'm a Cowboys fan.
Yeah, you're right in the same boat. Here we are.
Yeah, here we are.
Here we are.
Thanks, Dad. Appreciate it.
So, out of the teams that we think are moving on, any of them that you think stand a chance of winning a playoff series? Because obviously they're going to have to play a 1 or 2 seed, which looks like it's going to be Miami, and then either Milwaukee, Boston, or Philly.
I'll go Brooklyn.
Brooklyn is kind of an obvious one.
Mm-hmm.
Minnesota could maybe challenge Memphis, just because of they're both 2 young teams,
And the Clippers.
inexperienced.
The Clippers aren't going to get Kawhi back, right?
Nah, Kawhi, I'm pretty sure is done. They don't really look any better since PG came back.
He had that one game last week.
Well, his very first game he came back. He was
Remember,
awesome.
we were watching that Jazz
Right,
game. And the
right.
Jazz, I mean, they blew it.
Right.
You know, you can also say the Clippers earned it.
Right.
So.
But they haven't really made any moves since he's come back, so I don't see it from the Clippers.
I'll stay safe. Go Brooklyn.
Yeah, I think Brooklyn probably has the best chance. I honestly don't. I wouldn't expect it though, personally.
No.
I think if they have to play, especially if they end up with the 8th seed, and they have to play Milwaukee, or well, even the 7th seed, and they have to play Milwaukee, I think Milwaukee beats them pretty easily.
Yeah, probably.
But we shall see. gonna be an interesting playoff season. I think there's a lot of teams that got a chance.
So speaking of the Lakers, they're out. See ya, sayonara.
Adios.
And I'm a big LeBron guy. We know. It's all right, LeBron. It's all right. Did you see what Magic Johnson said?
I did.
About how DeRozan and Hield could have been Lakers instead of Westbrook.
Right.
Dude, if you're a Lakers fan, I'd be in bed for weeks.
He said something like, "Man, we just didn't have the pieces" or something. It was something kind of like harsh.
It was kind of a shot at LeBron James.
Yeah.
Like LeBron's trying to play GM and it didn't really work out for my guy. It didn't really work out for my guy. So
I just can't believe they're done. Because we had this discussion last week about if we thought they were going to get in, and I was pretty confident they weren't. But you can never really count LeBron out.
Yeah, but he hasn't played. He's like not playing games now.
Yeah, I mean it's over. They're done.
Dude, blow it up. It's over.
Honestly, okay. Quick question:
Yes.
Is Anthony Davis a Laker next year?
Oh man, is LeBron James a Laker next year?
I think yes.
Yeah.
I think he is.
Is Anthony Davis, gun to my head, is he a Laker next year? Man.
I kind of think not personally. And I kind of think
I don't think they want.
they don't want Westbrook, but how the fuck are you gonna get rid of him?
They're gonna have to get rid of their first round pick too.
Basically, think about this. It could be that, but who knows if that's even gonna work? It could be a situation where it's either you just don't have Westbrook and you can't get anybody else to replace him, or you have Westbrook on your team and he's just there and you utilize him however you do. Because you can't just get rid of his contract without getting some kind of contract in return. But who's going to want that $45 million contract?
If I'm the Lakers,
They're stuck.
well, they're stuck with Westbrook.
Yeah.
You try to do something with Anthony Davis. Try to get rid of him.
What if you package Russ and Anthony Davis somehow? I don't know how that makes sense for another team, but maybe I'm trying to think of like a franchise that would just take on stars just for the ticket sales.
Kings. Just saying.
For De'Aaron Fox and Sabonis.
Sabonis. I mean,
that would make no sense for the Kings.
But have the Kings done anything that made sense? Also, my Kings. Hey, did you see it? They 16 straight seasons without going to the playoffs. An NBA record.
That's rough, yeah. Especially in a league where more than half the teams make the playoffs.
It's almost impressive that this is a thing. You've missed the playoffs 16 straight seasons. So that means you have probably 16 straight lottery picks. And you've missed on pretty much 16 of those lottery picks?
I mean, they've had some good ones, but not enough.
Who?
Not enough. I mean, Boogie, De'Aaron Fox.
Okay.
Good ones, but not obviously not enough to make.
They are not going to live down the Marvin Bagley over Doncic and Trae Young.
Right.
They're not going to live that down. I would have been okay with DeAndre Ayton. Because he's good, he's on the Suns and they're a great team. But he's a better player than Bagley.
Oh yeah,
for sure.
Bagley's borderline role player.
The Kings, okay, so I'm going to be 27 next week, right? The Kings have been 16 without the playoffs. I mean,
11 years.
11 years of my life.
Oof.
That's bad, man.
Because the first 11 years of your life, they were good.
Yeah.
They were going to Western Conference Championship.
Oh yeah, they probably should have won. They probably should have won the finals in 02. They probably should have. Thanks, Phil Donahue, whoever the fuck your name
Phil
is.
Donahue, yeah.
Appreciate it.
Oh yeah, poor guy. Poor guy.
Also,
I feel for you. They're gonna get there one day.
Maybe.
I mean, one day meaning somewhere.
I'll have my jersey ready for the playoffs.
Don't you
worry.
Bibby or what?
I got Fredette too.
Stop.
Stop. The Bibby one's pretty tore up, but I'd probably rock the Bibby one.
That's pretty funny.
Fredette one would be funny though. People would be like, "Damn, you've been a fan for that long."
You lived through that bust?
Yeah. Talk about the Kings bust.
That is definitely a lottery pick that did not go right.
No. Also, I want to give a shout out to your boy Tim Hardaway for making the Hall of Fame.
He did.
Also, Manu Ginobili, George Karl, the coach for the Sonics, Nuggets, made it. Swin Cash, she was a
she was a good player.
pretty good WNBA player. Just I want to mention it because of Tim Hardaway.
Yeah,
I actually think the full trio of Run TMC is in. Is Mitch Richmond in the?
I don't know. That's a good question.
He might be.
I'll have to look that up. Because I was kind of thinking he would be the last of the three. I feel like
Chris Mullins in the Hall.
Chris Mullen and Tim Hardaway, I feel like were the better of the two, but
Manu Ginobili, no surprise.
right.
No surprise.
Especially like it helps, and not that he doesn't deserve to be in anyways, but being one of the better European players to come over and
And a lot of people have said in the past that Tim Hardaway should have made it a long time ago.
yeah, I kind of think so. If you look at his numbers, they were damn good, and he played on good teams as well.
And he had one of the nastiest crossovers. You know, when people say without holding the ball, you know, kind of doing
Right,
what
he's
he
just
did,
like getting it right on that edge.
yeah,
of
just getting right on the edge.
having fun with it.
So shout out to.
Didn't he play on the Heat team that won it? Or no, I'm thinking of Gary Payton.
But Tim Hardaway's number is.
He did play for the Heat at some point.
I
Right?
think it's retired by the Heat.
Yeah, you might be right. But I was thinking he played for that championship Heat team.
No,
But that was Gary Payton.
Gary Payton.
Yeah.
Also, Jason Williams, White Chocolate.
He was on that team, right?
Lonzo Mourning was on that team.
A lot of veterans on that team. Shaq, like at the very, very end of his prime.
Yeah, that was
And then, of course, D Wade just running the show.
Flash.
Prime,
Flash.
young D Wade.
Shout out to Scott Erickson.
Posterizing motherfuckers.
Also, your boy Kevin Durant. He said
He's my boy.
he said this on The Ringer. I think that's a
I think it's a podcast.
podcast. So he was saying that OKC has to retire my jersey. It wouldn't even be good for the game of basketball if they didn't.
That's
same-
fucking funny.
The same with Golden State. That's what he said. And you know what? I agree with the man. I won't go as far as to say it'd be bad for the game of basketball. 'Cause
That's a little push.
That's a little dramatic for
Right.
my taste.
Right.
OKC will retire it. He should get a statue in front of Chesapeake Arena, wherever they call it now.
He's the best player in their history, so like I get that.
Yeah. Golden State, they'll retire his number.
Well, Joe Lacob already said that that's going to happen, so
Okay.
he doesn't have to worry about that.
Yeah, okay.
But not that I necessarily agree or disagree with it, but yeah, that's already going to happen. The fact that he has to say it is a little just. It's a little arrogant and unnecessary.
It's a little up his alley.
I mean, I don't know the context of the conversation or if there was a question asked, but that was a little weird. Yeah.
That's kind of what Katie does, though.
Yeah.
You know, so
He definitely he's more of a real truth teller.
yes.
Hard facts.
I'll even go this far to say if he wins a championship in his tenure with the Nets, they're gonna retire his number 7 too.
Well, then, yeah, the Nets need that ship. So
Yeah. So
I wouldn't be shocked. They might do it no matter what.
yeah, it could be one of those like LeBron James. Like, you think LeBron will get his number retired? Like maybe 23 in LA.
We'll see. I mean, I don't know which number, but I feel like he could potentially. I don't know if they would do 20.
Like, is he one of those like Wilt Chamberlain players where it's like,
I think they'd be-
wherever he goes, they're just gonna retire it because it's Wilt Chamberlain or
Right.
LeBron James. You know
It's
what I mean?
possible. I almost feel like even though he won the championship wearing number 23, they would be more inclined to do number 6 because it's a shitty number.
No, they can't do it.
I know what you're saying.
I don't think you do. They can't. 23 is a way better number than 6. I still have not forgiven that man for going to 6 just because of that dumbass Space Jam 2 movie that I didn't even see.
It can't be good.
We should watch it.
Tonight?
We should watch it and give a review next week. Whether it's
be
watching it
funny.
together or
That'd be funny.
separately.
Are we allowed to give it like 30 minutes to see where it's going and then we can shut it off and give our review there?
You gotta watch the whole thing. And I'll give you 30-minute increments if you want to just do like 30, 30, 30, 30. If it's not.
But the thing is, I might want to give up on it by the 30th minute.
No weed,
maybe even
no
before.
weed, no gummies. you gotta go into. I'll give you a couple old fashions. But you can't fall asleep during this either. I won't count that. I won't give you the whole "it was so boring I fell asleep" treatment.
What if I fell asleep with about 15 minutes left? Is that fine?
I'm gonna ask you how it ended, and you're not gonna be able to answer.
I'll Cliff Notes it. All right, we're done with basketball, right?
yes.
All right. We can't go apparently through a show without talking about anything involving the NFL.
We didn't have to talk about this. I just thought it was good to mention.
No, you brought it up. I was like, okay, we can't overlook it. So we're gonna talk about this. Bruce Arians has stepped down as head coach of the Buccaneers, and he's moving to senior advisory role. That means what?
This is why Tom Brady came back, because he knew Bruce Arians was not going to be the head coach anymore.
I
Or he said, you know what, I'll come back, but you can't be the head coach of me anymore.
That is the hot rumor. That's for damn sure.
'Cause
I don't necessarily disagree with it.
Because Todd Bowles seems more buttoned up, beer at 5 o'clock in the morning to watch tape. Seriously, Bruce Arians is a, like Coward likes to say, happy hour type guy.
Right. Oh, he definitely loves his cocktails.
Likes to have his drinks.
You know what? And I don't know, this could be overthinking it, but whenever I watch Bruce Arians do a press conference, he seems like he's bullshitting his way through the whole press conference. And a lot of people say a lot of good things about him, and I'm not going to dispute any of them. But it just feels, when you hear someone talk and they try, you can tell they're trying to convince you of something.
Yeah,
That's him.
he's like kind of sleazy.
He's a little sleazy.
He's
He's
sleazy.
like, it's like, are you really telling me the truth? And not that he owes anyone the truth
No.
about what's going on behind the scenes, but everything that's come out of his mouth, it smells bullshitty.
And as an NFL head coach, you can't really have that.
You can have some of it, but you got to do it, strategically.
Yeah. Or you could have it, and you're gonna be like Urban Meyer, not last a year in the NFL.
Yeah, that's another story for another day.
Bobby Wagner signs with the Rams. You can't be that happy about this, right?
Well, that was probably their weakest position on the defense. I don't know. Bobby Wagner I think he's still a good player, but he's older. I don't know if it means much for them, but good for him.
Should have been a player the Cowboys picked up, but that's another
They
conversation.
were apparently looking at him.
I've heard, I don't want to hear about they were. They should have.
Also, Frank Gore.
This is the best news.
Yeah, Frank Gore is signing a one-day contract to retire with the San Francisco 49ers,
Love this.
which is way too fitting. Frank Gore is probably over the last 20 years, one of the most beloved 49ers. Had a huge impact on the resurgence of them in the early 2010s, those teams that went to championship games and a Super Bowl. And probably, alongside Roger Craig, and I feel like I'm forgetting one other guy, but one of the best running backs in Niners history, without question.
Do you think they'll retire his number?
They absolutely, positively must.
Did they retire Roger Craig's?
I think so, but I don't know for a fact. But I think so.
They should have.
Yeah.
And I think they should retire Frank Gore's number. He's also third all time in rushing yards.
Pretty crazy.
He also has 16,000 yards on the dot for his career.
Is that right?
Yes.
That's pretty wild.
Yes. Which is probably more impressive than anything else he's ever done. On the dot,
That is pretty crazy.
not 15,999, but not 16,001.
There are going to be a lot of people that look at that on Pro Football Reference and look at the leading rushers all the time, and they're going to see that, and they're going to notice Frank Gore's name only because of that.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
And he was only 700 and some change away from Walter Payton from second place.
He had a really good career. I think during his career, he was never the best running back in the league.
No.
But he was always in that conversation of the better running backs.
Yes.
Top 5, usually top 10 at least. But yeah, hell of a career.
He's one of those guys that would just run and just run you over, like head down.
Right.
He's going to get you.
Not super fast, but he was really good at sneaking through holes. He was tough. You can count on for 11 or 1,200 yards
Yeah.
rushing every year. So.
And he's got to remind you of the Alex Smith years too, right?
Oh, 100%. Yeah.
Love that.
And that Super Bowl team that came up just a little bit short in 2012 or 13.
I'm okay with that.
Bet you are. Got any other football stuff?
Yes, so someone asked Juju Smith-Schuster, Juju Smith-Schuster, if he's going to do any more TikToks. And he said, nah, that is not happening. I'll put it out there right now. I'm not making any more TikToks. Do you believe him?
I believe him until he's not a Kansas City Chief anymore. How about that? Is that fair?
I think he met with the Chiefs. I probably should have mentioned
Okay, fair enough. Yeah.
I don't believe him.
I don't blame you for not believing.
I think him and Jackson have already linked up.
Shut the fuck up.
Him and Jackson Mahomes already linking up, hitting their quans and their dabs and all that good stuff.
Juju, what a guy. I wonder how it's going to work out for him in Kansas City. I feel like he's become an overrated player.
think he'll get some good. I think he'll be a good fantasy football player.
They do need I feel like they need another weapon, just one more.
They'll
Because you could see that the league was a little bit figuring them out.
Mhm.
Even with Tyreek, I mean, obviously he's not easy to cover regardless, but we'll see how it goes. They're probably you're gonna see, I feel like, very different offense from the Chiefs this coming season.
As long as it still works, you know.
I'm sure Andy Reid will find a way.
He is.
Is it gonna be Super Bowl bound? We'll see.
Hope you enjoy these baseballs for our YouTube audience.
They're pretty hideous.
They're bad, but that's why you picked them. Mine's got grass all over it.
And mine is just like, I don't know, baby poop brown. Is that what you call it?
It's like 49er gold circa Jeff Garcia era.
Yeah, that's
Something like
not a
that.
bad call. What time is the game?
It's time for last call. We have the Masters this weekend.
Woo-wee!
So Tiger Woods, I don't know if you heard, but he was a game time decision, and he pretty much said he's going to play.
Yeah. Which is still up for debate until it happens tomorrow. I would really hope he at least gets out there.
You know, I think everybody wants him to play. The PGA wants him to play. ESPN wants him to play.
Oh.
But I'm going to tell you this. For anybody who thinks he really has a legitimate shot to winning this thing, is out of their minds. I'm gonna just say he's not gonna win the Masters.
I think it's just unfair to think that he might. I know Tiger is a competitor.
Yeah.
And you could say the ultimate competitor, but I just don't see it.
And he's one of the best golfers to ever lace him up or to swing it.
Oh, 100%.
And I think it's really great that the story of he came back from the injury. The injury he was drinking. He probably shouldn't have put himself in that situation anyways.
Right.
But nonetheless, he's back from this leg injury that was pretty gruesome from what I've heard. And that to me it's nice to see him walking and swinging.
Yeah,
and
honestly,
he looks pretty good. I've seen some
Yeah.
practice swings and all that, and he looks like you probably don't ever lose that
Yeah.
when you've been playing golf since he was 3.
He is lucky to be walking. And it's also crazy with all the back injuries that he's had and whatnot. So, yeah, I'm super happy that he's going to supposedly give it a go. And the thing I worry most about him is him going through one round and realizing he just can't do it. I think that would be kind of tough because...
Or not even making the cut.
I think that's a real possibility. But just him going out there first round and either withdrawing within the first round or after the first round because he just realized he's not actually ready. Because mentally you could be like, okay, yeah, I'm going to do this. But then sometimes you get there and you're just not fully prepared for it. So I do wish him every bit of success possible.
And if he wins the Masters, next week,
We will.
I will.
Let's do 3 shots each, back to back to back. You done?
Yes, I am down for that.
Okay.
I will absolutely do that. We'll both do it.
Yes.
So we're gonna take 6 shots on air, but
Oh, between the three.
Between two of us.
Yeah. 3 of
I will
us.
absolutely take 3 back to back to back. I'll have a bucket next to me, so I'll probably puke. What would you want to shoot?
We should do like like whiskey amaro, orange liqueur, just to save ourselves. I know that sounds cheap, but
No, that's why they're doing 3 whiskey shots in a row.
right.
I am down for that. But Tiger, like I said, it's great to see you back. And do I hope you win? I guess not now.
Right.
But
I do. I would love to do that in honor of Tiger. That'd be sick. There's no way he's
he
gonna
would get his 6th gold jacket. Green.
Yeah.
The gold one's Happy Gilmore.
Yeah, I was gonna say the singing of the Gilmore, dude.
It's a green jacket, yes, excuse me. Oh, man. Talk about Augusta. You think you'll ever go to Augusta? Probably not.
Probably not, but that would be cool. It's not one of those things like it's. No, it's a great event, but it's not something I think about as like, oh, I gotta go do that.
No, it's not like the Super Bowl. Or,
Yeah, like Super Bowl's way higher.
I don't even know what else is even close to that. For me.
Like
Super Bowl is like probably sports-wise,
yeah.
the one thing I want to do the most.
I know it's kind of goofy, but like even like the Daytona 500 or even like the Indy 500 would be higher.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
higher than Augusta for me.
It'd be cool to go to like an F1 race.
F1 race would be great.
That'd be cool.
We're going next year in Vegas. You ready?
Vegas, yeah.
Ooh.
You see Zach? We talk about Zach Ewing. He's going to
Yeah,
Monaco.
he's going to Monaco.
That motherfucker. Good for him. That's
I know.
That's cool.
Pretty awesome.
I saw his wife post about it, and I was like, yeah, that's fucking pretty sweet.
Yeah, I would, dude. We gotta go to Vegas next year. That'd be tight. Be November 2023.
What else would I want to do sports wise? Like big sporting events.
I'd love to go to another World Series game. If the Sharks go to the Stanley Cup
Yeah.
and the timing is right, I would love to make that happen.
Nathan's hot dog eating contest, July 4th.
That would be fun.
That'd be cool.
That would be a lot of fun. I'm sure it'd be a party.
It'd be also cool to go to like a college football playoff game
Right?
or the national
Or a
championship.
national championship would be great. I'd have to have some kind of invested. Cause yeah, I'd have to be invested in some way. But
I think it'd be fun to do that because the college football aspect.
Right.
And I'm sure the Super Bowl, if you were to tailgate for it, it'd be fucking amazing too.
right.
But college and all the kids are all the youngins are doing their thing.
Right. One thing, my mom. So we did our segment that Zoe suggested us last week about celebrity sports fans.
Which was a good one.
I
Did
think
she
it's
say
fun.
anything about it to us? I don't remember.
So I think she liked it. So she has her own suggestion for us that we will hopefully do in the next week or two.
Okay.
Your favorite play from each sport.
Ever.
Ever. Yes.
Oh wow.
And I was kind of thinking about it. I was like, God, it's really hard to narrow it down to one.
And are we breaking it down? Like just like we'll say like hockey. Is it like the NHL or just hockey?
Yeah, I would do NHL, and if you want to do like a college football play versus an NFL play, excuse me, we could do that.
That's okay.
We'll have to think about how we're gonna do
I
it.
like that.
But I think that's
Favorite play from each sport.
Yeah, and I was kind of thinking I might go a little bit nostalgic on some of them,
Well, of
rather
course.
than just like thinking about
Like the classics.
just the actual play.
I'm okay. I'd be okay
Yeah,
with that.
like I'm not gonna pick Willie Mays' catch. Like that's lame because I was, negative 40 years old or whatever.
I mean, some of them I know some of them that I would pick would probably be ones I never saw.
It's
like
possible.
ones I've seen.
Just a million times.
But if you do ones I've actually remember seeing,
I think that might be better to do it that way.
like ones I remember seeing.
Right. We might have to do it that way.
That's
we'll,
fair.
We'll see.
Yeah.
Or we could do both. One of each.
Yeah. Well, yeah, like one list of the same thing, but one list of ones that we remember
And
ones that we just
Right.
have seen on
Yeah.
commercials or beginning of World Series or finals
Yeah.
forever. Yeah, I like that.
All right.
That's a good one. We need to get more of those from other people.
Yes. Another advertisement. Keep them coming.
Keep them coming.
Yeah. You got anything else for us,
I do not.
my friend?
I do
All
not.
right. Thank you all for watching, listening. Can't wait for opening day.
Yes.
Baseball, I'm going to be watching tomorrow.
Listen to Fourth Out.
Probably going to be watching and recording at the same time. Might turn the TV around here.
Oh, okay.
Plug in the...
Plug in
Plug in
the
the box.
65-inch you got here.
And I'll be at Giants opening day on Friday. I'll probably post some stories with Dan, and I can't wait for baseball. It's back. It's here.
I will be at work listening on the radio, though. I will be listening.
There we go. I'll be texting you.
Fuck, please do.
Send a picture.
I'll let you know when fucking Brandon Crawford hits a splash hit. No, when Jock Peterson hits a
Jock
splash
is
hit.
going yard.
He's going
opening
yard.
day. You know what? Boom. Bold prediction. I don't know if you want to take a shot with me or not.
I'll take a half one.
Yeah. I think we probably only got 2 half shots here. Jock is going deep on opening day.
That's pretty bold, right?
I mean,
Do we
predicting a home run on his...
Do we know if he's even making the roster?
He's definitely making the roster. Is he going to be in the lineup is the other question.
How about the over/under for you with beers drank at the stadium? The 3.5.
I was going to say I'm probably going to have 3, so under. But
You're probably gonna drive too.
duty calls.
Here's to Jock.
It's a Jock going deep on opening day. Of course, I don't have any beer to chase it down. Thank you all for watching, listening. Go check out Fourth Out. Subscribe. Like this show on YouTube
Yes.
if you're watching.
Like on Spotify.
Rate us.
wherever you get your podcasts.
Wherever you get your podcasts. And we'll see you next week. Peace.